That's okay. I left y'all a message. Skep will find it when he does editing. And only people that have seen it on TikTok will understand it.
Jesus Christ.
Well, that almost turned into a clusterfuck.
What?
So earlier today, we lost our coffee maker. RIP, our coffee maker.
Oh.
But I sat down and realized I was done with my bottle of wine. I needed something to drink. So I went out to the garage to get the garage refrigerator to get a water bottle. And the light didn't come on. I was like, fuck. Did we just lose the fucking garage refrigerator too? And I looked and I saw that the garage refrigerator is on the ceiling socket where the garage door opener is plugged in at. It's on an extension cord there. It wasn't plugged in. So I tried to climb up on the generator to plug it in. I couldn't get up there because of my fucking floppy ass fish foot. So I had to go get the step stool
I just
to plug in the fucking garage refrigerator.
Okay. I have our topic for when everybody comes back.
Oh, okay. We got a little.
So apparently Ash put a hidden message in. Oh, hold on. Ready, Skip?
Oh, yeah. Cheers, my man. Cheers, everybody.
I did.
Cheers.
I got a
liquid IV.
Buffalo
there's
Trace. Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, I left y'all a sweet message while y'all were all gone. So Skip can find it when he does editing.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, in the video. Okay.
Yeah.
A monologue.
Well, what's funny is if you've seen it on TikTok, you'll understand it too, which so you may or may not, but anyway.
Was it that's good?
No.
Okay.
But it is based on a TikTok trend for gamer wives. So
God dang it.
Oh, God.
All right.
you'll find it later.
Well, it might become its own video.
The TikTok trend of gamer wives are the ones that are just watching their husband's game.
No.
Or done game with them. You game with him.
Yeah, I know.
So you can't be on that side of TikTok.
I mean, I can still troll.
No. You can tread lightly.
Troll.
You can tiptoe. You can tiptoe through the tulips.
I tiptoed through all the tulips y'all left me here with.
What'd you drink?
Okay.
On?
Who, me?
What is our topic?
Yeah. What is it?
You're talking about me?
No.
No, we're talking about the person behind you.
I'm just asking.
If she would have turned around, I would have died.
I did. I'm not that stupid. Okay. It's called a perfect martini. It is so it's actually called a perfect martini, but what it is it's either gin or vodka, and then most martinis are either sweet vermouth or dry vermouth, and this is a like a half and half of each. So the vermouths kind of balance out.
So it's a martini for somebody who can't make up their mind.
Sure. Yeah, if you want to, yeah.
Okay, so what's our topic here?
Look, he asked me what I was drinking, so I was.
Oh, yeah, I was just asking what everybody's drinking on.
Yeah.
Oh, I got high West double rye.
High whisk.
Have you had the Buffalo Trace?
It's a high whisk.
So if I can't find,
it's a high whisk situation.
Okay, that last one was worth the fucking interruption. Oh my God.
131.
You taking notes over there, EG? He's got a pen and paper. 131. Okay.
This one is just gonna be nothing but fucking short form content. This whole episode. What was that vibrator?
Jesus Christ.
Whose vibrator is that?
I don't know.
Who dug into the bedside drawer?
Passion Party called and they want their fucking rabbit back.
I gotta fix something. I froze.
Your camera's froze, yeah.
No.
Hold on a second.
That's the greatest freeze ever, though.
That was good.
Don't look at me like that. Let me fix it.
Is anybody else see it?
All right, I'm fixing it. God dang it.
What? What the fuck are you dying about? All right, y'all. Ash is done. She's done.
Nobody
Put her on
else
a-
see that?
Put
What are we
her
looking
on a
at?
timeout.
Did
See
nobody
what?
else see that? Y'all
No.
See what?
Bro, it's got to be in the video. Y'all are gonna have to catch it when he does the editing.
What did I see?
Dude,
But what?
No. Okay, now Rebels is doing it.
No, it must be just on your end. What am I doing?
Is it just on? It's on the Discord side. I don't think it's showing up
What?
on stream. That sucks because nobody's gonna be able to see it.
Okay, she's done.
Gotta
It
be
was-
only yours.
Skep's frozen
Okay.
again.
No, I'm not.
No.
So it's Rebels is still doing it for me. Hold on, I'm gonna take a video and I'll send it to you.
Nothing's happening on.
Or just sit,
My
share
end.
your
Yeah,
screen
it's on
Discord.
your end.
Well, okay, let me see if I can share it.
Sorry, when this conversation came up, my son was showing me a TikTok trend of people doing like the beans, and
Can y'all
Different-
see it now?
he
Hold on.
did like Dr. Pepper with cream soda.
What is he doing?
Just watch his.
Why did you watch your own stream?
Because I don't know what I'm doing.
Holy cow!
We're
it's right now.
Now she's gone.
Fuck.
She closed it out.
Oh God, the world's falling apart.
She's supposed to be the one that keeps us on track.
She's the supervisor. Where the fuck is this supervision?
She's the officer here.
This is officer on detachment.
I'm sorry, Ossifer.
This is when you go, like when you were a kid and you go like on an overnight stay with like your teachers, and you see like the off-duty teacher.
They're over there cursing and shit. Like fuck,
Yeah,
fuck.
Why
I'm
is
drinking
there-
wine. I don't give a fuck, kids.
There's
Yeah.
a picture of Ghostface in my fucking.
Screenception. That's what that was for sure.
Okay, did y'all see it though? Or
No.
No.
Wait,
Well,
you're crazy.
I literally
No.
do not know what you're talking about.
Okay, so before yours did it, what Tuna's did is it did so Skep froze, like completely froze. But on Tuna's, it looked like it was glitching. So he was like he had his thing like this, and it looked like he was blinking over and over really fast because it was glitching out. And then yours was like just the top half of your screen was like doing like a pixelated
It
kind
was
of
half pixelated.
Yeah, it was like half pixelated. You should just let me take a video with my phone. It would have worked out. You know I'm Discord stupid. Would have made way more sense for me to do.
I
anyway,
used
what
to
is-
say PC illiterate.
Earlier,
Oh,
she
no,
goes, "I'm not stupid," and then she goes,
No.
"I'm Discord stupid."
I said I'm Discord stupid. There's a difference.
All right, so what is this topic? Because we're never gonna get to it.
Yeah.
Okay,
What
so
is
we're,
it?
we're going to talk about relevant topics, right? So Jason Aldean.
Oh, the
Okay.
song
Ooh.
that
Yes.
everybody's
Oh.
up in arms about.
Yeah.
I think people read too much into shit. Like people think, like, oh, there's some subliminals here. Like there's
No, there's
not
not.
everything has subliminals.
No,
You know what I
but-
mean?
Literally nothing in
Nothing.
that song at all that has anything to do with
No.
anything bad.
No, people are
Period.
reading into it and be like, oh, he's obviously talking about a certain person here.
no, all right. Not even a certain person. You know, it's a certain race that he's talking about.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Well, that's what
Let's
I
be
mean.
honest. Like, here's my thing. Okay, like Rebel, you and I and Ash for sure. I don't know about AG and Skep or whatever. I don't know your full background, but I know where you're from.
I think
You know,
we're all
Rebel.
from pretty small towns.
Yeah.
But the thing about
I'm
it
from
is
a very
that's
small town.
well, that's it, but from the south though too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Where
not south, but 200 people.
you know, when you're down south, small town or whatever, like it's a whole nother ball game.
Mhm.
Everybody
You know,
knows everybody.
and that
Just
song
true.
is speaking nothing but fucking truths. All right,
Exactly.
try and do some fucking stupid bullshit in a small town. You're not gonna fucking walk out of there. You're
And
not.
he's meaning
No.
anybody, not
Yeah,
a
anybody.
certain,
Yes.
certain
not-
race or a nationality or anything like that. He's meaning anybody.
yeah.
Try that shit here in a small town
I-
because, especially nowadays, We just pick up the fuck phone and like you got the entire town knowing what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, it literally that shit will not fly. You know, in a place that he is describing. Okay, now here's the caveat that everybody's talking about because they got fucking shut down about small towns, right? Okay. Where the video is at, it was a famous lynching. Guess what? He's not the fucking producer of the video. He didn't choose it, you dumb motherfucker.
Oh, see, I haven't heard that part of the argument
Yes.
yet.
He's okay, but it's still his. I will just say he is he's the singer of the song, and if I feel like there is a certain part of responsibility on them to be understand where their videos are being shot or what's going on in their videos. Like you can't just play oblivious to it and
he's the
pass,
one
right?
the director works for him.
Right.
But okay,
And
but here's the
label.
deal.
Yeah.
If the fucking song, right, is describing a fucking small town, who would have fucking thunk that the cancel culture would have fucking, oh, well, now we're going to this fucking famous lynching site. You know, there should have been no reason for them to even fucking think about that. Because it is a historical site or whatever, but it's not fucking historical for the fucking lynching.
Yeah, there's.
I mean, it is actually.
Okay.
It is historical.
sure.
Because of the
There's-
lynching.
There's still part of it that is
I would
not.
have to look into that more because I literally have no idea about that part of the argument.
I think that's more of a coincidence than anything else.
Exactly.
Agreed.
That's
Yeah.
Because
It is a courthourse. It is a
Yeah.
courthouse
how many
in a small town.
Yeah, how many towns in the South? There were small towns back then. A lot of
Exactly. Yeah.
a lot of slavery going on. So there are probably a lot of places where that was happening.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, coincidence, perhaps. Would it be hard to find a small town down there that maybe way back in history didn't have that sort of thing going on? Maybe. Might be. You know, I don't know.
I think you'd be hard pressed to find one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't have that.
Yeah, I mean, it's everywhere. But so here's my take on it, right? I don't even think you need to go that far. I think that if you go that far into analyzing it, then you're kind of just feeding into,
Yes.
right, everything. So here's how I look at it. How many years ago was the song that Toby Keith did? Well, we just talked about it.
Red, white, and blue.
Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I know a song.
Go back and listen to Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue and ask how many people threw a fit about that song.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
the same concept.
All
It
right,
was
so
the
that
timing,
so the
I think.
Right.
Right.
It's a timing, and it had to do with other countries versus people in
Yeah.
our own country.
It's
There's the
culture,
only
it's
difference.
the cultural
See, yeah.
difference from now when that song was written is
Right.
vastly different. You know?
But so many people are talking about how this song specifically promotes violence. Okay, well then let's talk about mama getting run over by a fucking train.
Reindeer.
A
right?
reindeer.
Or a reindeer.
Yeah.
and let's talk about, that the songs by a lot. It said there were several songs by Toby Keith because he made them right around the time we went to war. And
Yeah.
nobody's throwing
And
a
they
fit
were
about
fucking
those.
anthems.
Well,
Yeah.
Okay, so
People
fuck
were
Toby
waving the
Keith.
fucking flag.
Fuck Toby
I'm
Keith.
not a big
Okay, that's
Toby
not the
I
point.
can't stand that guy.
But
I
that's
can't
not the
fucking
it was an
point.
stand him.
example.
That's not the point.
Is all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
What
I just wanted to get that out of there. I
He
met the guy.
made
He's a douche.
songs. He made songs that were very politically charged years ago because they were made around the time we went to war, and no one gave a shit about it because it taught, number one, like you said, culture and everything was just different back then. But also, we were talking about other countries, and now all of a sudden we're talking about violence in our own country, and everybody is throwing a fit about it.
Well, and okay, we talk about Toby Keith, right? Let me introduce you to fucking David Allen Coe.
right?
They don't know all those names, man.
Like,
There's are
there's
you
the side of
fucking crazy?
David Allen Coe that wrote fucking Mona Lisa Lost Her Smile, and then there's the other side of David Allen Coe, which
The comedic
nobody
side
would
of it?
want to. Yeah, nobody today would want to be associated with. But there's a brilliant artist that wrote Mona Lisa Lost Her Smile. If
Well,
you haven't
yeah.
heard that song, go listen to it. It's one of the most beautiful songs you'll ever hear written.
I think we're losing the focus on a lot of things, and we're driving home something is simply just stupid, and most of it is likely based on the color of that singer's skin.
Yep.
And I know I'm saying something probably a little bit, not popular, but there's a lot of music out there that is horrendous. I mean, not just talking about how small town life can be when there's 200 people in town and everyone knows everybody, and a stranger walks in and does some stupid shit. Everybody's on their ass, guaranteed. It's a thing. Doesn't matter who they are. But here's the fact is, like, there's some music out there that is talking about raping women, fucking killing people, fucking doing all kinds of drugs, just committing crimes. It's horrendous. Like, it is fucking, it's horrendous. And then we're pissed because this guy's talking about a small town attitude. Like, come on, man.
I just saw a TikTok the other day.
Not only that, like black metal, about, talking about like killing fetuses and shit,
Bro, it's bad. There's bad shit.
I just saw a TikTok the other day that, no, you're good. That it compared, it was like Cardi B puts out a song called WAP. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows what WAP is. Mm-hmm. And Jason Aldean puts out a song about a small town, and Cardi B's okay, but Jason Aldean is not.
Yeah, that's the point. That's exactly the point. Is whose line is it anyway? Right?
It's almost like the Django Unchained thing. It's like when he's writing a song, it's basically like a 3-minute movie that you're listening to. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So it's the same. Like even if he is talking about something that they're wanting it to be, then it's just a piece of art that it's talking about some things. Look at Django Unchained. Look at like the color purple. Like there's tons of other.
There shouldn't be
art. Yeah. That's okay.
There shouldn't be a double standard on things like that.
Listen to it. If you don't. Like, I don't.
Well, so here's my thing, right? Going back to the WAP versus the Jason Aldean thing, right? Jason Aldean, like, when you talk about, tried in a small town, okay? Where in there does it actually say that they actually fucking shoot somebody? They just say try it in a small town, right?
Exactly.
When you listen to fucking WAP or whatever, which any minor nowadays can go on fucking YouTube and all that shit,
right?
And they could find out what WAP is, being a wet ass fucking pussy, right? That's what they're gonna hear. Whereas, and now we're warping the young kids' minds because they can see everything behind the Cardi B song to where, younger minds will not be able to piece exactly what Tried in a Small Town is talking about.
Not only that, they can see the uncensored version of the video for WAP.
Yes.
I think it's not even that them not understanding the Tried in a Small Town. I think it's okay for them to understand what that means. I think it's more of a broader sense of like, oh yeah, like we stand up for our own. I don't think the thought of like actually in an adolescent mind, right, who hasn't been exposed to those things. The point is that we stand by each other and we take care of each other, and we don't bring violence or killing people necessarily into the conversation. So I think that them listening to it can be an anthem of like, yeah, we take care of our own and we take care of our neighbors. And I don't think it has anything to do with not understanding that. I think it's just on a different type of understanding.
That's not what I was talking about.
Well, this is a prime example of the cancel culture of these days.
I have seen this one. This was
last
good.
Christmas, we canceled a song that was written in the 1940s called "Baby It's Cold Outside." People said that they were triggered, that the lyrics were rapey, and they had toxic masculinity. And that's fine if you feel that way, but radio stations across the country wouldn't play the song because people were outraged, which is fine if you feel that way. But at the exact same time, the #1 song in this nation for over 2 months was "Wet Ass Pussy." I am not making that up. You can look it up. Google it. So I want to wrap up my show by comparing and contrasting the lyrics of these two songs. If indeed this country has lost its fucking mind, shall we? Let's start with the horribly offensive Christmas song written just after World War II. I really can't stay, baby, it's cold outside. I gotta go away, baby, it's cold outside. This evening has been so very nice. Yeah, you fucking with some wet ass pussy. Bring a bucket and a mop for this wet ass pussy. Beat it up, N-word, extra large, extra hard. Put this pussy right in your face, swipe your nose like a credit card. My mother will start to worry. Beautiful, what's your hurry? My father will be pacing the floor, listen to that fireplace roar, well, maybe just half a drink more. Spit in my mouth. Look in my eyes. This pussy is wet. Come take a dive. Talk your shit, bite your lip, ask for a car while you ride that dick. My sister will be suspicious. Gosh, your lips look delicious.
Wow.
My brother will be there at the door, waves on a tropical shore, well, maybe just a cigarette more. I don't want to spit, I want to gulp, I want to gag, I want to choke. I want you to touch that little dangly thing that's swinging the back of my throat. I submit to you, ladies and gentlemen, this country has lost its fucking mind. And the one that really...
Like,
Okay,
that's what I was trying to get at, babe. You know, like, it's not, you know, it's just the lyrics are in front of your fucking face when it comes to that. You know, so it's, you know, and then you have a child, right, that comes up to you and says, you know, Mom, Dad, what is a wet ass pussy? Whereas, you know, they listen to a Jason Aldean song like that one or whatever, they're not coming up and asking about that type of stuff. That's what I meant by, you know, them, you know, being right in front of their face and not having to read into it. Yeah. You know, because, you know, there is a underlying, you know, like, you know, message behind it, and other minds are going to think of it in different ways. Because yes, the small towns people are going to, you know, stick up for each other or whatever, but, you know, those that, you know, think like we do, okay, it's, oh, that motherfucker dead. You know, but you kind of got to read into it and figure that stuff out. Whereas with the Cardi B lyrics, it's right there in front of your fucking face, and your child's going to come up and be like, what's a wet ass pussy? Mm-hmm. And then you're like,
just shows you the
it's when the cat falls in the tub.
Facts.
Well, I think my point was that I think it's okay for them to understand the Jason Aldean, because again, that song to me, if I hear it, does not immediately scream murder.
No.
It doesn't mean
not at all.
It doesn't mean killing. It doesn't mean they're dead. It doesn't mean that. It just like, so I think it's okay for kids to understand the Jason Aldean song for what it is versus the Cardi B song. That was my point.
I don't think people will understand unless they've lived that.
Yeah,
exactly.
One, because they can't put themselves in somebody else's shoes, even though everyone preaches about how empathetic they are. They still can't figure out how to do it. They'll talk about it more than they can do it. So they can't put themselves there. So they don't understand like what it's like to live in a small town, what it's like, what that is like at all.
But let's be realistic. People are not people in the South or in small towns are not going around. I think this is the broad assumption based off of that song, or what they're trying to say is the broad assumption of this song is that people in small towns are just out killing people who, you know, rob banks and you know,
small town America
houses and like that's not actually happening. Come on, like that's not. It's a metaphor. It doesn't actually mean it's actually happening. And I think
their agenda is everybody in a small town carries a pitchfork and torch, so they're the enemy.
And they're a lot of them are pro gun rights, and that's a big part of the proponent of this, a big part of the song, and that's fine. Like everyone has their own views on gun rights and you know, things like that. But I think that the biggest thing is that there's a lot of people who are like, oh, you're saying that small town people are killing people. No, that's not. It is not. It's meant to be it's meant to be it's not meant to be literal.
What they're saying, and I think what they're assuming, is that they're looking at the news and they're seeing the bigger cities, the inner cities and things like that, and they're having riots. Mm-hmm. They're having protests, which turn into riots, which turn into looting, and they're assimilating the song lyrics with him talking about that stuff, like, oh, go ahead and try that in a small town type of thing. And that's how they're assimilating it. And I can kind of see how they would think that.
Yeah.
I mean, it quite possibly could mean like, hey, whatever dumb shit you're doing in the big city, you can't get away with that shit here.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
No, because
That's
there's
really
going to
what
be
the-
somebody there that's like, oh, you're messing with fucking little Miss Susie that I personally know because we all know each other. I'm going to stop it. There's going to be always going to be somebody in there that stop. Go ahead, burn that flag. You know, I know somebody personally that fucking fought for that flag. I'm going to defend it, you know, like stop and I'm going to stop you burning the flag. That's all they're saying, you know, like try that stuff in a small town. Somebody's going to fucking stop it. If it be with violence, it may be with violence, but it doesn't have to be that way.
Yeah.
It literally comes down to it's the, you know, that song is the fuck around and find out mentality is really what it is.
Kind of is.
And that's meant to, and fuck around and find out is meant to be it's not meant to be a literal scenario. It's meant to be you imagine it and you put whatever you want to put in it. That is your version of that story. That's what that means.
That's
right?
what art is. You interpret what the art's supposed to mean to you.
Yeah.
So if you feel that way, that says that says a lot about you, but still, like, you're entitled to feel that way about that piece of art.
Yeah, exactly. But there's also intent to the creator. The creator has an intent behind whatever piece they're creating, whether it's a poem, a song, a story. And the reader or the listener will interpret it, like you said, how they are going to interpret it, right or wrong, or whether it's meeting or not meeting the intent of the author of it.
Yeah.
So you could read it completely and understand it completely different than what the creator intended, you know, initially. And I kind of feel like that's sort of what's going on with this a bit.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to over sensationalize what he's saying happens in small towns. And that's just not like, again, they're like, oh, it paints a picture of violence and all. It's like a threat. Come on.
That might have, okay, those things that they're saying might have happened 100 years ago in a small town.
For sure.
Maybe even, maybe let's say maybe 40, 50 years ago. But those were also happening in the city as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just small towns.
Yeah.
Okay, but we also we've talked about, like, and we had an opinion on slightly right. How about we swing a little left and laugh at how the hypocrisy of Kid Rock's bar still selling Bud Light.
No way.
Wait,
yes.
really?
After the whole thing that he threw?
Exactly.
After he shot it up with an MP5.
Kid Rock's bar still serves Bud Light.
What?
I mean,
it's a business, you know?
And everyone tried to like throw so much shit at fucking.
No, he was the one that was spearheading that campaign.
I know.
I shot the Bud Light first.
I know, but who is that other country
though?
music artist who's opening he's an old school artist and he's opening a bar and they asked him if he was going to serve Bud Light and he said, we're going to serve all of it here. And he got so much shit for it. I don't remember who it was.
They paid him all
like
the money.
Prior to the whole Bud Light media bullshit or whatever.
Garth Brooks.
Was it Garth Brooks?
I think it was Garth
I
Brooks.
knew it was an old school
Where's
artist.
the bodies? Where's the bodies, Garth?
Old school fucking artist. And he was like, they asked him about it and he was like, we will serve all beers here. And he was like, but his like whole platform was, I'm not even entertaining any of that conversation, any of the controversy,
stupid.
Whatever.
It's
a drinkable beer. We will serve it in my bar. And that's what he said.
But it's not.
But he caught so much.
It's not a drinkable beer. It's really not.
No, it's a sellable beer. It's a sellable beer. It's a profitable beer.
It is.
Sold.
It was one of the top beers in this country for the longest time.
Okay.
People do drink
it.
It
was always horrible. I don't get it.
Not everybody likes
Draft, I personally like Miller Lite over Bud Light, but I prefer Budweiser over Miller High Life, though.
So here's the thing, right? So everybody was sitting there talking about, Bud Light taking a fucking hit and all these other bullshit, right? And I think it was Modelo that took over.
Yeah.
As like
it's all Anheuser. It's all Anheuser.
So it's all AB InBev. It's all the same fucking company.
Yeah.
They are still making fucking money. And you will not catch me personally drinking an AB InBev product at all, ever. And that just, because, being somebody that comes from, the microbrewery scene and all that stuff, me and my buddies, we used to freaking brew our own beers and all that stuff or whatever. AB InBev is trying to monopolize the fucking market because they have taken over so many companies and tried to redo the recipes, of these beers or whatever to cut costs and all that, which, me, when I go out and I want a beer, I want the taste, the taste is part of it. And for me, that's more of it than anything is tasting it. Like
you don't want
when
50 brands that taste the exact same.
Exactly. I don't want you to cut costs because of one ingredient costs too much. And that's what AB InBev is trying to do, is trying to cut these costs and monopolize the market. Like I'm pissed that there's a few brands, Kona specifically, they sold out to AB InBev. I fucking loved Kona. But I will not support it anymore because of AB InBev. And I just don't like AB InBev anymore. And you will not catch me drinking any of their fucking products. I used to like the Goose Island. They do a yearly release or whatever of a barrel aged. I will not fucking drink any of it anymore. I just can't do it. I just saw the cat. But yeah, so like just AB InBev in general or whatever, I can't come around to support it because they're trying to take over all of these, smaller companies and change up their recipes to be able to turn a profit.
But that's the nature of business.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But there are like Kona didn't need to fucking sell out. They were fucking doing great. They were in the top 15 in the market before they sold out.
But then ask yourself, why did they do it?
Yeah.
Why did they sell?
I don't. To me, for morality purposes, if I was in that market or whatever, I wouldn't have sold at all. Like me and Freetail, right?
Money speaks louder than any language.
I would not. I just don't support it.
It depends on why you started the business and how you run your business. And I'm just saying.
I know.
Your mentality may be different, but the question is that they sold it for a reason. So in order to fully understand why, you'd have to actually look into it.
I see what Jay said. I see what Jay says or whatever, sell out to retire or whatever. But whenever you're a publicly traded company or whatever, you don't really have to do that as long as you have a fucking stake at the table.
I mean, some people, though, they started the business and they're like, you know what? I can sell. Look, Shark Tank. How many people go on Shark Tank?
Going there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's true, though. People go on Shark Tank. They've spent their blood, sweat, and tears building these businesses. And one of these sharks offers them X amount of dollars. And they're like, you know what? Fuck it.
But
I can live on that. Done.
But when we but when we talk about Shark Tank or whatever, the way that I look at it is these guys haven't already. There's very few that have made it. Or whatever. Most of these companies are like, oh yeah, I've done this, I've done that, I've got some investors or whatever. They need more to push them over the top. Okay. And when you talk about like the Kona beer, right? They've already made it. So to me, the Shark Tank is an apples to oranges comparison.
They've made it, but they still have that day-to-day back of their mind worrying about the business. Whereas if they sold, I can live the rest of my life in fucking Cancun and not think about anything but the fucking beach that day.
That's what I mean. So go back and look at the highest, whoever got paid the most to buy them out for a company on Shark Tank. Hundreds of millions of dollars to buy that business, right? You're looking at the same thing probably for Kona. How much did Kona sell for? Probably hundreds of millions of dollars. Like, it's the same concept. The dollar amount may not be the same, but I think it's the same concept. It's like But then again, who knows? We don't know what was going on the backside of Kona. I mean, maybe they were struggling. They could have been struggling with something that they couldn't get themselves out of, and they needed somebody to buy them out. Who knows?
You can either be the superhero or live long enough to find yourself the villain. So, like, you can either become Anheuser-Busch or sell to Anheuser-Busch.
Yep.
$198 million.
What's that?
That's how much Kona was bought for.
So I wonder how, and see, there have been companies, people on Shark Tank that go on, if they're like, I will just buy you straight out for X amount of dollars. And they do it.
This is the way that I look at it. Like, I see all the points. I do. Or whatever. And I'm biased because I have severe fucking hatred for AB InBev, the company in general. Or whatever is, yes, I see a fucking $300 million, offer for my company, right? But I hate this fucking company. And then there's a $200 million fucking thing, but they're a fucking, like, they're going to keep going with the legacy that I created. To me, that matters more when it comes to, a company or something like that.
Well, you see, you're exactly like, that's you're going to be...
Exactly.
If you had a business, you would eventually become Anheuser-Busch instead of selling to Anheuser-Busch. Mm-hmm. There's only two routes in business: is either selling to the monopoly or competing with the monopoly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that makes it personal. And not everybody is in business to be personal. Like, that's just not it. That is just a reality.
Some people build businesses just to sell them eventually.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or money.
I'll tell you right now, my favorite beer of all time, everybody already knows, is my Shiner.
Shiner Bock?
They will not sell.
My dad
say that now.
Did some welding. My dad did some welding.
I know. I've met the owner over there. He's kind of in the same mindset I am. Sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. I was just saying my dad did some welding for the brewery, Shiner Bock Brewery. He also did Celis Brewery. They do like a blackberry beer and stuff like that. It's pretty good. Celis.
Yeah, I think your motives matter, right? And your personal situation matters, and pride matters. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it that matters.
Well, you can look at it like with WWE. Like, you had WCW. They tried to compete, but they couldn't because this person was already established so hard that they're either going to fucking go under or sell.
Yep.
So they sold to the highest bidder, which was their competitor, which was WWE.
May as well make some money off of it.
Same thing with like Strikeforce and Elite XC. They merged together, they tried to compete with UFC, but eventually UFC fucking bought them.
Yeah.
You can either compete or you can fall in line, and you're either in business to compete and become a second monopoly, basically, or sell to the monopoly.
I think what it is they kind of see the road ahead, and they're looking probably far off in the future and start to see these types of things, and they realize that they would do better selling than hanging on to something.
Well, a lot of people like it. It's like, I can sell and get millions of dollars and never have to think about it again. Live happily for the rest of my life and my family.
And if you don't have a legacy, like a sustainability comes into play there too, right? Like, let's say I'm a business owner, I'm a small business owner, right? Like, I'd love to build, a business that lasts for, years to come because I'm passionate about it and I care about it. But ultimately, if I don't have anyone to pass that business on to, right? Let's say it becomes really successful. Neither one of my kids want to take over the business. I'm ready to retire. What am I going to do? Right? If somebody wants to buy it, I'm going to sell it because I can't, if I have no reason to hold on to it, if I have no one to pass it on to, it no longer becomes a legacy for me. It becomes a burden and something that I have built for no reason. So I may as well, and it doesn't matter what they do with it eventually. But if my kids, if it meant something to my kids, which obviously that would be my hope, right, is that it would matter and all the things. But if it doesn't, there's nothing I can do about that. And I have to retire at some point. Like, I have to stop at some point. So, I think it just depends.
Some people are looking for a turnkey type of business to be able to just buy, and it's already got a running plan and system, and they can just jump right into it and continue it on and make money off of it still without having to start from bare bones nothing. Scratch.
Yep. Because the name, at that point, all you're buying is the name.
Yeah.
The name and the reputation. Yeah. But I think it just depends. It's very situational.
That happens a lot with like these little coffee shops around town here where I'm at. I notice there's a lot of like, you'll see the ad come out like turnkey business. It'll be like a little coffee hut somewhere that somebody owns. They sell it for like $150K, $200K, and they're out. They built it up. They started it. They sell it. Some other place takes it over. They just continue on doing it with a different name, I
wish I knew how to do that.
Here's my thing though. Like I just like I can't let my morals go. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna have morals. That's my biggest thing, and I can never let those go.
Have you
money
ever
or not
had that type of money slapped in front of your face though?
If I have that type of money slapped in my face, there's probably other offers that are on the table to buy me out. To where I don't, I'm greedy for money and I want this much money, but I could still settle for this much money because I want to be able to get rid of it, but morally, this lower offer is better than that fucking higher offer based on the company model.
So
that's what I look at it. That's just me though.
I think this feeds into a really good comparison when it comes to sacrificing your morals, right? As someone who doesn't eat meat. And we just saw this happen on like I don't know if it was a commercial or a show or something not too long ago. And it was like, you sit down to eat dinner and they're like, what, you don't eat meat? And they're like, no. And they said, well, I'll give you, $100,000 or $10,000 or whatever it is to eat that steak or whatever it is, So I feel like, right? Like,
how much can you be bought for, basically?
You say that,
right?
You say no until that right number comes along, and then you're like, that's hard to fucking pass up.
I think it depends on where you're at economically as well.
Yeah, very much so.
But I mean, morally though, like Ashley, I can tell you right now, like, no matter the money or whatever, like if she would have traded one fucking steak for the $1 billion lotto or whatever, I guarantee you she wouldn't have sacrificed her fucking morals for it.
That'd have been a hard trade though.
But that's what I'm saying. Like morals are a huge thing to me, and I know they are to her. And, that's my philosophy in this. And I know it's not everybody when it comes to that, but I'm not just going to fucking settle.
What is the state that drinks the most beer?
Who knows?
If it's
empty, the most people.
I'm guaranteed
it's probably Montana. It probably is Montana.
And it's only because of like population wise. I guarantee you somebody with higher
North Dakota?
I guarantee you somebody with a higher, like, say,
I would have thought Texas.
Alaska, or not, Texas, or somebody has a high population, probably buys more, but like per person, it's probably higher in like Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota.
With like vodka, right? Everyone assumes that, like, vodka.
Chris, you just missed the deepness.
Is Russia the largest consumer of vodka in the world?
I don't think so. I think America is because of the population.
Right. But everyone hears vodka, like, Russia, vodka,
French fries are also not from France.
What?
No, they're freedom fries. Don't we know this?
They're not.
We all went through post 9/11. It's freedom fries.
Have you never heard that?
Yeah.
French fries were not invented by the French.
Yes.
The pizza how we know it today was not invented in Italy.
It was not.
Margaritas were not invented in Mexico.
Pizza was from Greece.
Did you know that what was it? I think it's dipping chips in like salsa and guacamole is actually it started now it's very common now in Mexico because obviously they've picked up, but originally
Westernized.
It was very confusing to them. They didn't understand why we did that. That didn't originate in Mexico. Dipping your like tortilla chips in like salsa. Yeah.
Salsa, guac, queso, all that. That was not a Mexican thing.
Yeah, we did that.
Yes. Same thing with margaritas. Those were invented in Dallas.
Vodka, Russia consumes the most vodka, but Poland is
I
right
could have told you
behind
that.
them. Poland is right behind them, and then Ukraine as well. Bulgaria.
Bulgaria.
So
okay, so close to home.
17 shots per person per month in Russia.
But I think like in Russia, like 13 is the legal drinking age of vodka.
I don't know, man. And
Plus, they probably don't buy rubbing alcohol; they buy vodka.
Well, but here's so if you've never had like actual Russian vodka or whatever, so a lot of people are like, how do they drink so much? Like, there is no vodka in the fucking United States that you could buy that would compare to a Russian vodka.
No.
That's like going over to fucking the Guinness brewery and getting it straight from, fucking Ireland.
Tap and Guinness off the tap in Ireland is amazing.
Yeah, it doesn't fucking compare.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, kind of like Mexican Coke and American Coke.
Yeah,
it's just made with different materials.
Yeah, because it's not regulated.
Things in America that aren't legal to use.
No, well, I mean that's the thing. The United States fucking regulates everything. That's the problem. We had when I was here the first time, here in Louisiana, we actually had the Russians come down or whatever. So I got to taste some of that vodka, and it's phenomenal. Like, I would go back to Russia just for the fucking vodka, and like going to fucking Bitburger in Germany. It won't compare. I've never had the Guinness from Ireland or whatever, and now everybody that I know that's been to Ireland has said it won't compare.
It's like Whataburger in Texas.
Yeah, but I can tell you Bitburger or whatever, Bitburger in Germany compared to the United States, no comparison. Like, I won't even drink it here just because it tastes like fucking ass. I'll drink it all fucking day long in Germany.
I had a wing commander who was really, really big into, when we were in Japan, the wing commander that hired me actually originally as his exec. Torch, yeah. He was very into like beer, like experiencing that stuff. And so while we were in Japan, or while he actually spent several tours in Japan, he has a very extensive history there as a pilot. But he would tell us story. We had this thing called Torch Time, where he would come out in the evening, like whenever he didn't have a whole lot of things going on, and he'd sit in the front office with the secretary and the exec and the command chief's exec, and he would tell us stories, and we called it Torch Time. And he would come out and tell us stories about all these different places where you could, like, there was a place, I don't remember exactly where it was, but it was monks. Like, they actually went, and it's the monks that made the beer.
Yeah.
I heard of that. I can't remember what country it was in, but.
You got a Bitburger?
But it's not an American Bitburger.
I noticed.
Straight from Germany Bitburger.
So the Bitburger can in the United States is actually a different color.
Yeah.
But yes, I saw.
I thought you were talking about burger joint.
No, Bitburger is a beer.
Bitburger's a beer.
Why are there not any?
I was like, there's no way a fucking German burger is better than American burger. That was in my head. I was thinking,
honestly, like,
are you fucking crazy?
Japan and the US
send me
have the best
one
beef.
can. Send me one can.
Straight from Germany, Bitburger.
AG, send me one can and we will toast on the fucking podcast because that brings back so many fucking drunken memories in Germany.
It's actually German.
Yeah.
The one I was telling, I think it's
AG, I'm sending you my address. Can you send me one? That'd be great. I love you. I'll even pay you for
how
it.
You would even send it.
You just send it. You just throw that bitch in a fucking box and send it.
They're cold.
Just put it in
warm.
If it fits, it ships box from USPS.
Don't tell them what's in it because you won't be able to ship it.
Right.
Don't tell them it's yeast samples.
And it's cold, man.
Tell them it's urine sample.
Warm and then
cold packet. Tell them it's
dude, I will take a warm Bitburger that's been previously cold over a fucking American Bitburger. I promise you.
That is a myth. Warming and cooling beer is a myth. It does not make it skunky. What makes it skunky is UV light. So cans are safe to be warmed and reheated or recooled.
I feel like we need a fact check.
The science, 100%. The science behind
the UV light. That's why white glass, clear glass bottles.
The science behind yeast does not support that,
brown
sir.
Glass.
Is that why Corona tastes like piss? I don't know.
Yeast does not work that way.
So is Belgium. Belgium is the one that
what causes
where it actually
beer.
It has to be made by monks in monasteries.
Yeah. There's actually a few different. So you remember the Hoppy Monk, Beb? They were modeled. Out in San Antonio.
Yes, they have amazing vegan food.
Yes, well, they had they were modeled after one of the monasteries. I forget what country it was in, but that's how they modeled. Like, because they had their own beer, and that shit was fucking good. It's all natural. You know, that's the biggest thing is when you can get like all natural, non-preservative bullshit. You know, that's why the bread from the Amish tastes so good. Kick butt, I love you.
Kick butt.
Oh, he didn't even call me out. I'll go fuck myself.
But it also comes down to like minerals in the water and the local water. You know, like that's why like maybe Amish bread is so much better because the minerals in the water is just a perfect combination.
Well water, man. That's all they got is well water.
A certain area is going to have geologically different minerals than others. Some might be more iron heavy than lead heavy. You know,
it's the pH balance in the water is all it is. And that all goes into minerals. That goes into everything. But just at the end of the day, it's all about the pH balance. Like my all-time favorite fucking whiskey is in Japan, and it's directly from a fucking spring 20 minutes away from where we were. That like I oh my god, I'm trying to get somebody to send me some of that whiskey right now. I'm so upset. I want more of that shit, bro. That shit's so fucking good. Well, Skep, you're getting a formal invitation because you're military. AG, you're getting a formal invitation.
No, because I'm just a nice dude.
Rebel, you're getting a fucking homie hookup. 2025, guys. That's all I'm saying. And I will have some of that whiskey, and we are all going to partake.
I'm coming. I already told you I was.
What?
I said I'm coming. I already told you.
You want to party? You want to party? Here, sit down and party and listen. Don't partake in the podcast.
Bye. I'm taking over now.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you done lost your spot.
We're in trouble.
We talked about you piercing without a license already.
Oh yeah, we wanted to talk about that.
I did do that.
You will see a agent at your door in the next couple weeks.
Probably in a suit or something.
I had a coworker actually text me after that because I said $10 and I'll do anything y'all want. And she texted me. She said, "Wait, you do septums?" I said, "Yeah." She goes, "Okay."
You say that until you get one. They're like, I don't know if I want to do that one.
I'm going to be getting sued because she's doing it at my house.
What do you do if there's like if you're going to pierce a septum and like you hit something that doesn't like allow you to go through? What do you do? Just call Dad in and be like, "Dad, help
there's
me."
no bone right there.
What if you hit a blood vessel?
Well, there's no bone, but there's like cartilage that's pretty strong too, right?
You
Or
can
do you go
pierce
behind
the
it?
cartilage.
Ugh,
I have a
Yeah.
cartilage piercing.
on your ear.
And in my
Oh.
nose. My nose is cartilage too.
Well, yeah, that's true. I'll stand down.
All right, are you going to be a piercer when you grow up?
Side hustle. I could make good money.
$10 a
You
pop.
smell like fucking chicken. Get out of my chair.
Where?
Yeah, you smell like fucking nasty ass chicken. Get
It's my car.
All right, get the fuck out of here.
Chick-fil-A is better than Cane's.
Oh, shots fired.
Oh, Rebel just said that Chick-fil-A is better than Cane's.
That's a lie.
No, it's 100%
That is a
proven
lie.
facts.
Now, if you would have
Get out of here. You're making my shit smell like chicken. Get the fuck out of here.
If you would have came at her with like Popeyes is better
Chicken.
than.
She smells like burnt oil and fucking no morale.
See, but that's the
morale
argument is
Morale.
between KFC and Popeyes and
Popeyes
Cane's
is
and
the shit.
Chick-fil-A.
Man.
Popeyes is pretty fucking good.
Empty. Popeyes.
I swear,
I
if
like
you take a Popeyes sandwich and replace it with a Chick-fil-A patty,
You ate their bacon healthy.
It depends on
Bro,
like where
you break.
what state you go to Popeyes in. I think.
Yeah, it's whoever's behind the,
bro,
in the kitchen.
I know. Like
Really.
in Louisiana, Popeyes is almost in every single gas station, much less
Yes.
on a single
It is.
location. Like Popeyes is everywhere in Louisiana.
It's like Texas and Arby's. It's like Arby's are everywhere.
Well, I mean,
Who
it's
the
like
fuck is
the
keeping
Whataburger
Arby's
argument.
afloat?
I am.
I like Arby's.
I
People
like the
that
French
run to
dip.
reminisce and think about her.
I'm just very sad they got rid of the
You
potato
pull apart
cakes,
your
though.
fucking roast beef sandwich and like, I miss her.
I should call her.
Dude, there's one cannibal on fucking Sons of the Forest that he calls Arby's sandwich.
Yeah, it's a monster that's like from top of the head to waist. This like opening.
It looks like a condom with a vertical jaw and teeth.
It looks like a vagina with fingers.
Fingers, yes, it's a finger vagina. That's what we call it.
It's a finger vagina or Arby's sandwich.
Yeah,
One of the two.
The old school. not the beef and cheddar.
I got an Arby's sandwich on me. I mean,
Pull up
that's
the
so much
picture.
easier to call.
It's like, oh, it's an Arby's sandwich.
Hey, Zab, what up, bro? Yeah. Everybody should.
Hold
call
on.
her.
there it is.
Wait,
I got
what
it.
do we Share
Jay
it.
said that monster makes you want to call it.
It does.
It's
though.
this thing right here.
What the fuck?
Personally, no, it doesn't make me want to call her. But you
Make
know,
that
that's
lip
the
bigger.
argument
Can you make
points.
it bigger?
Yeah, look.
Oh, were those in the first one? The forest?
No, it's not in the first
There
one.
you go.
Only
There you
in the
go.
second one.
Look, he's going in for penetration.
Make it bigger. Can you make the picture bigger? Oh,
Yeah,
there.
make
What the actual fuck is a vagina with legs and the fingers sticking out? It's like a Venus
Right?
flytrap.
It is. It is
It's a vagina fly trap.
It's a.
That
it's a
is
vagina
one vagina
finger.
you should stay away from because it's got some shit on it.
That has got something that Ajax cannot wash off.
That's the gift that
movie
keeps
the-
on giving.
Ain't no bleach fixing that. Not even a shot.
It's
that-
definitely gonna burn when you pee.
They'd be like, it's a finger vagina. And I'm like, oh shit. All right, this is going to be
my
tough to kill.
God. Every son
Trying
of
to
a mutant explained. Wow.
and it throws
Penis
its head like a bull, like the way that
charges
it
you?
attacks.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
yeah. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
it
yes.
swings its
There
head
it
like
is.
a fucking giraffe. Like it fucking
Yeah,
just.
yeah.
Yeah. I just,
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. It literally thrashes around.
Bro. Oh my God.
Like, this is fucking stupid, bro.
Oh my
I whip
God.
my
Other
head
ones-
back and forth. I whip my
There's other ones that crawl around on all fours that whip their back legs at you like scorpions.
What?
Yeah.
Who thought of this shit? Who drew that concept and was like, you know
Jay
what?
said a penis fly trap.
Yeah.
Penis fly trap.
It is definitely that.
Okay, that is the new name. That is a penis fly trap. That is the new name. Oh my God, Jay, I love you. Will you marry me?
Every time you see one, you have to say, hold me, mommy. And that's what you have to say. Yeah.
All I'm going to say is...
My asshole is in danger.
That's what she said.
No, every time he rolls up to us, he's going to be like,
Say, girl, you about to get this dick.
I do call, there is a 3-legged, 3-armed female that runs around in a white bathing suit.
Oh, that's your girlfriend, Virginia?
Virginia. That's my girlfriend.
Meet Virginia.
That's my girlfriend in the game.
You got an in-game girlfriend?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm about to show you his in-game.
But turns out in-game, Tuna totally stole my chick.
What?
He's the only one that can even see her in the end game. Me and Rebel are stuck with fucking Kevin.
Yeah, we see Kevin. He sees fucking Virginia, and she's all like laying on his shoulder, and he's like caressing her head and shit.
What kind of game is this?
Here, look, here's Virginia. She's got a third leg.
Arm, you mean?
That's a terrible picture. You should at least find a better picture. She looks like she's hiding, like...
She's smuggling an arm behind her.
She does look like she's got something in her prison purse.
Right?
Her front prison purse.
Her front prison purse. Well, she has 3 legs and 3 arms, dude.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But you can like give her a gun and give her clothes, and she'll like help shoot mutants for you.
She holds girlfriend the gun like this
with her
third arm.
She's from the Appalachians, huh?
Oh yeah. She has a daddy uncle for sure.
All I know is she's got the biggest third leg I've ever seen.
Good God!
But the problem is the third leg is coming out the back.
That is weird.
Einhorn is Finkel in that matter.
Finkel is Einhorn.
Finkel is Einhorn.
At least it's not tucked in.
What is this episode going to? This is like episode 10. I guess this is just off the rails.
Oh, I didn't fix the fucking title again, did I? Episode 9 still.
You still smell like fucking chicken. Get out of here.
I was just guessing, thinking that it was the 10th episode earlier today when I told the MPs, but it was the 10th episode.
It is.
My daughter just told me to fuck off.
I fixed it. This is 10 now. I'm out to lunch, man.
We're only fucking 2.5 hours in.
I am out to fucking lunch. I'll tell you that.
And it still says Ash doesn't have a hat on.
No,
doesn't have a hat on. The other one said has a hat on. This one says doesn't have a hat on. It's a play on words.
Ash still didn't wash her hair and doesn't have a hat on.
Since last week?
No. Just in general. But although I can go 2 weeks without washing my hair. I don't know that maybe it's a girl thing, but
I feel like if you wash your hair too much, it's probably bad for it.
Yeah, so I have really thick, coarse hair.
Yeah.
And so when I used to wash my hair more often, and it kept breaking, and I had a lot of problems with it, and I finally saw a hairstylist, and they were like, "You're washing your hair too much." Mm-hmm. And so now I wash my hair about every week and a half, 2 weeks, once. And if I need to in between, I can do like dry shampoos or whatever. But as far as like a full like wash and like condition and clean it out,
she still washes her body. Okay, y'all.
I'm assuming that is the case. I wouldn't think that. Yeah, I mean there are people that don't do that, but
no, it's just my hair. I only wash specifically. Because most of the time I'll actually end up washing my hair like over the side of the bathtub or something because it's easier. So, because I can just use like a shower cap. Shower cap or whatever. But I only wash my hair. Or she
just hops in the fucking jacuzzi tub.
Yeah, I'll take a bath and just put my hair up, or whatever. But yeah, I actually only wash my hair about probably once every week and a half to 2 weeks. Because usually doesn't need it.
The natural oils come out and that helps keep it strong. And
I wash my hair 2 to 3 times a week.
Well, you wash that shit right off your head, bro.
I'm thinking that's too much. I mean, you're gonna
like I said,
no,
I go.
You're gonna go bald one day. You know that.
You might lose
when
all
I
your
go
hair.
to when I like scratch my hair,
fall out.
when I scratch my head, like I can feel like shit underneath my fingernails, like dirt and grime, stuff like that. So I exfoliate my shit every other day to every other 2 days, just to scrub that shit off because I can't stand it.
If I wash my hair any more often than that, it'll actually start like falling out, and it'll just get really dry and brittle.
That was my problem.
Out. Yeah.
That was my problem.
Mine's like
my hair is so dry.
I can wash my hair like 5
during the week, fucking dogs.
5 days a week, during the week, and then on the weekend I'll won't wash it on like one of the days.
Yeah.
Just because I don't put any product in my hair on the weekends or anything like that. During the week when I comb my hair and stuff, I got a little in there, so I definitely wash all that shit out. But
see, that's the difference.
I want to see that gnarly head of hair.
That's the difference.
Take the hat off.
For me, is that I don't put any products in my hair.
Skep looks exactly how you think he would look without a hat on. Like if you drew Skep, that's the hair you would draw on him.
What?
See, I just had a haircut, so mine's not as long as it normally is.
Yeah.
I said that you look exactly how you would think you would look.
Oh, I guess.
I think that's the difference, though, is that like, cause I'm the same way. I just don't use product in my hair. If you use product in your hair, obviously washing it more often would be necessary, but I don't put products in my hair.
What about this face makes you think I would have Jerry curls, MT?
Jerry curls.
Oh. MT is trying to do his best dad jokes, and it's more like grandpa jokes at this point. Like they don't get at all.
So when Skep takes his hat off or whatever, it literally looks like a fucking snapping turtle. You got the fucking snout and the 2 fucking claws on the side and nothing in between.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
You're saying I'm losing my hair?
See, look on the sides right there.
No, he's got a widow's peak, but he ain't that bad. My widow's peak
ain't that far back at all.
Here. Mine goes back to here, and I cut myself shaving.
I don't have head. I don't have hair growing down in my fucking eyebrows.
Mine's not growing into my eyebrows. My
his
eyebrows just fucking grow together whenever it's mating season for the caterpillars. So fuck off.
Some people they don't shower at all. They have this. They say that there's some enzymes or something microbiology that lives on their skin that eats all that like nasty shit.
That's why you don't use antibiotics. So.
And I still tell them they smell like shit. But
I'm like. That was after yesterday. Okay, I spent all day yesterday scrubbing the floors, and then
half the day
today scrubbing the floors. And before we got on the game, I was like, I'm going to fucking take a shower. Like I'm going to clean myself off because I am so gross right now. And I had to do my office, and my office is so small that I can't. We both can't fit in there, so I had to do it all by myself. And so what we did was we made a Clorox or like a bleach solution, and we had to like bleach it, let it sit in one section for like almost like a grid pattern, right? Like you have to do it in a grid pattern to make sure you do the whole thing. So we would do like a section of bleach, let it sit for 3 to 5 minutes, wipe that up, and then do a Dawn solution so that it would neutralize and clean it, because we didn't want, the dogs or the cats licking it and getting it on their paws, and everything with bleach and stuff. So then, and we don't have like a mop or anything. So I was literally on my hands and knees for a day and a half with a bowl of soapy water, like spraying the Clorox, wiping it up, and then spraying the Dawn and like doing the wax on, wax off to try to clear it off the floor.
You could have got your little robot mop, put a little cap of bleach in that shit, and just let it go.
Yeah,
that would have taken so many runs, and I'd be afraid at this point.
You wouldn't have to do anything.
God, I'm like so paranoid though. Like he was like, I think you're I think you're being so paranoid. I have earned paranoid. Okay? This is like 6 times in less than 6 months we're dealing with the same fucking parasite. I have earned paranoid. Like, I'm going to Lysol overnight and then bleach again in the morning. Like,
So,
that's how bad it is.
Is it Giardia?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
again.
So what I was told is like I have a lot of rabbits in my yard, and rabbits carry Giardia. I don't know if you guys are rabbits.
I didn't know rabbits
in their
did it.
shit.
We don't even let them in our yard.
How the fuck they get Giardia?
But
Exactly.
they got it.
It hasn't gone
They
away.
probably got it from their mother.
Okay, so
hasn't gone away.
here's how it started. Okay, so we got him at 8 weeks old, and about 3 days after we got Remy, because we got Remy before we got Ruger, he started to have like poop and kind of runny, whatever, and blood. And as soon as that showed up, I took him to our vet, and our vet tested him, and he had Giardia. And I contacted the breeder, obviously, because that's one of the things that they should not have whenever they come from a breeder. Contacted her, and she was like, oh my gosh, she was great about the whole thing. She's been wonderful about the whole thing. She did some digging, and come to find out, she realized that her nephew, who raises chickens, also helps socialize their puppies and had exposed accidentally that whole litter. Right? So that whole litter had Giardia. Now.
And coccidia.
Oh, wow.
And.
That's what she said.
And was it hookworms?
Yes.
Hookworms too? Holy shit.
Yes, all fucking 3 at like 9 weeks old. So because we got Remy on a Tuesday, and by Friday we had Ruger. And they both had coccidia, Giardia, and hookworms. So we treated them.
That's quite
But once you get them, they are very, very, very hard to get rid of in the environment. Yeah. And so there were multiple circumstances along the way. So like the first time, we think that they were reinfecting themselves because they were eating the poop. We realized that they were, as soon as their poop turned good and solid, they were eating it. So then we had to come up with a way to keep them from eating their own poop. So we treated them again, did the whole thing, and we were using like fresh patches of grass inside to treat to potty train them because they had the parasites. So we didn't want them going in our backyard because we didn't want them getting the parasites in our backyard. So we were using like fresh patch of grass inside. Yeah. It's called fresh patch. Thinking that was keeping them from spreading it into the backyard. Well, they got it again. And we were like, what the fuck? Like, we have done everything everybody's told us to do. Why are they not getting rid of it? So as we're thinking and we're talking, we're like, shit, the grass is really hard to clean if it's loose stool. So we were like, shit, we think the grass pads are actually reinfecting them. So we did away with the grass pads and went back to puppy pads. And then we thought we got rid of it. They were about 5 months old, and my office was being built. We had the doggy door built in. They hadn't been symptomatic in a few weeks. And we were like, finally, we're good. Everything's great. We can finally start letting them in the backyard. Let them in the backyard. 2 weeks later, they both become symptomatic.
And oh, by the way, the incubation period is 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So we were like, okay, it's got to be in our yard somewhere. So at this time, this is when, if y'all remember, this is about the time we ended up in Baton Rouge because Ruger had gotten now that was because those 3 times he had been treated by antibiotics and dewormers in a row, and he had dysbiosis because he had a buildup of bad bacteria in his gut from being treated from antibiotics so many times and all the things. So, we brought them home from Baton Rouge. Now, mind you, while Ruger was there in LSU hospital, he had 3 Giardia tests ran. All of them came back negative.
Tests.
Parasite in general tests ran. All of them came back negative. Remy's Poops were perfectly fine. There was nothing wrong with him. He never seemed like anything was wrong. We bring both of them home from Baton Rouge. We are now 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks out from Baton Rouge. Guess what? They're symptomatic again. But here's the difference. When we came home from Baton Rouge, we didn't allow them in the backyard. We had already talked about it, and we were like, if we think they got it from the backyard, we're not going to let them in the backyard again. So we came up with a system, blocked off our back patio, our concrete patio, and threw out AstroTurf that we rotated out every couple of days. We would sanitize and clean one piece.
Boiling water,
with
all
boiling
kinds of
water
shit.
and all the things. Throw that one out, put the other one in. They still got it again. And so now we're like, what the fuck are we doing wrong? Like, we're doing, even our vets are telling us that we're doing everything we should be doing, and they still keep getting it. So this time,
Flies.
It could be. I mean, we've had a bad problem with flies over the last couple of weeks, so it could be flies carrying it. So now what we've done is we literally bleached our entire house. Anywhere they've ever been, we bleached, cleaned, or sanitized in some way, shape, or Lysol in some shape, form, or fashion. And then we didn't let them back in it last night. And then this morning, the only two places left were my office and the kitchen because they're connected. And so this morning I did my office, then we gave them baths. And before they were allowed in the sanitized office, we gave them a bath, put them in the office, and then sanitized the kitchen. And now every time they poop, we bathe their butts and they've had a full bath. So I'm like, all their toys have been taken away. Their beds have been taken away. We washed our bedding. We've washed our couch. We've washed literally everything has been sanitized or Cloroxed or Lysoled. And like it's the last straw. Like, if this doesn't work, I don't know what else will, because they have been so sheltered. They have not lived normal puppy lives, because since they had it, since the time they were, 9 weeks old, we didn't even allow them in our backyard because we knew they had it and we didn't want it to get in our backyard. And then months later, we let them in our backyard and now they get it anyway. So now we're like, how the fuck did it end up in our backyard? Now, it could have been Scotch. Older dogs can carry Giardia in their intestinal tract their whole lives, and it can become a normal bacteria in their gut.
Yeah, I think mine carry it in theirs.
Yeah.
They got it when they're younger and they just have it and they're fine.
And it's normal. As long as they as long as they are adults with healthy immune systems, 95% of the time it doesn't bother them. Stress or changes in food can cause flare-ups and whatnot, but for the most part, it should not cause them to be overly symptomatic. Well, ours are less than a year old.
Yeah.
So their immune systems just have not been able to build up what they should to be able to fight it off themselves. So anytime they get exposed, they become severely symptomatic because they just, haven't had the opportunity to grow the way that they should. So here we are again on our 5th or 6th round of antibiotics and dewormers. We're back to chicken and boiled chicken and rice, and hoping that Ruger doesn't end up in the same. So I think for now we're going to keep them either inside on puppy pads or blocked off. We've started daily bleaching the patio, and then maybe in a month or so we'll start putting like pads out on the patio and giving them a limited area of the patio to go on and just kind of slowly make our way, as they get older.
MT brought up a good point and said, have you had the water tested?
What water? Like our house water?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because y'all aren't on well. So it's coming from the city.
That's true.
No, we're not.
We're not on a well.
Water?
We're on city water.
Groundwater can seep into well water and city water too, though.
Yeah.
That's true.
It can.
I mean, that is true.
Well, it depends on how deep the well is. Really.
The majority. So when I fill up individual bowls, I use the water from our fridge. Which is filtered, but
chlorine
that won't filter bacteria and shit like that. Though.
It's not.
It's a chlorine
it's not a
filter.
bacteria filter.
Yeah. But if we fill up like with just our tap water, then I guess that's definitely possible.
That's something to think about.
Actually. So I can't.
I don't even know how we go about testing that.
Like my dogs, I don't feed them
LSU.
Huh?
Send it to LSU.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
I guess
dog's
we could.
I'm on well water, so I have I'll drink it filtered, but I have a house filter and a water softener. But because the water softener uses like salt basically for that ion exchange.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit much. I don't even like if I water my
Our
plants,
San
I
Antonio
water.
house was like that.
Yeah, I water my plants with like hose bib water basically because it's not softened. So the dogs they get bottled water basically, like one of the big 5-gallon things. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So would they just get their bowls filled with that basically instead of the like tap water because of the salt or anything else that could be in
testing kits.
Could you home test it?
Interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if there is a test we could do for that because that would be like phenomenal.
My only thought would be to separate them because possibly they could be passing it back and forth by grooming each other.
It's very contagious. That's why at this point we've been like, so at first, this particular go round, Remy at first was the only one that was symptomatic. So we were like, after everything Ruger has been through, we didn't really want to treat Ruger. We were only going to treat Remy. But we knew that Ruger had a positive Giardia test. Even though he wasn't symptomatic, he could still be carrying it around. So we were like,
you can be a carrier and not show symptoms.
Now he is showing symptoms now. He finally started showing symptoms like Friday or Saturday. Blood started showing up and he had a little bit of diarrhea. So I think Remy started like, I think his just started sooner than Ruger's did. Yeah. But so now it's like we keep them together, but whatever we do for one, we do for the other. So like literally right now, this is the most like strenuous we've been and most diligent we've been about it. Or as far as like literally if they poop, we pick them up and I go wash their butt. Like
I could tell when we were gaming, Ash was like, okay, he's spinning in circles. I don't know if it's the pee or the poop. She said that like 6 times.
Yeah, constantly. Because I'm like, I'm not taking any chances at this point. Like I'm so fucking done. And I'm so tired of them not being able to be normal puppies because they've been dealing with this for so long. And I'm just, we haven't even gotten Ruger completely well from his issue. And now he's on medication again, which is going to mess with the microbiome in his gut all over again. So it's just really, really, really frustrating.
This is going to sound weird, but I had a old man friend that had a dog that had a parvo.
Oh, parvo is terrible.
They took him to the vet. They brought him home. That dog jetted underneath the trailer house. Would not come out. Did not come out for like 3 months. Came back perfectly fine.
That's crazy because parvo is so deadly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's especially in
young
young dogs.
Negative a parvo. And was perfectly like he was feeding himself underneath there and everything. Like he was eating rats and lizards and shit and was perfectly healthy, fine when he came out 3 months later.
And see, we thought that like, I don't know. We've just tried so many different things. Like we've done this once before where we like sanitized everything and like did the floors and all the stuff we did this time. But then we let them out in the backyard again. And so that's the only thing we can figure is like, but lizards can carry it, flies can carry it. Like, so I don't know. It's at this point, I feel like
wild animals can carry that.
Yeah. Like you said, rabbits can have it.
Mine got it from eating rabbit shit
I've
all the time.
only heard beavers carrying it. That's the only like media I've consumed that said that like only beavers carry Giardia. That's why you don't drink water from still ponds in up north where there's
any fucking water there.
Oh, anyway, yeah. I mean, you're gonna get like fucking diphtheria and shit from here.
So to be able to test for Giardia in water, you have to have at minimum 100 gallons.
What?
1,000.
Yeah, 100 to 1,000. You saw that, AG?
Mm-hmm.
There's no way we could test for that.
You'd have to try to talk your county.
Maybe try if this next round doesn't help, then just go straight to fucking Ozarka.
Well,
if this doesn't
yeah.
work, because we've literally they have not touched any area in the last 48 hours that has not been sanitized, like with bleach and or Lysol. And then every time they have pooped, and the only way you can spread it, like it can live in water, but they haven't been exposed to it. We've even their water bowls 2 to 3 times a day. We swap out their water bowl, sanitize a bowl, give them a different bowl, and put water in it. So like their toys, we've taken all those away. Their beds, we've taken all those away. They get cycled toys. So they get like 3 or 4 at a time with one bed at a time. And then every day I pick that up and I give them, I sanitize that and give them a new round the next day. And they have not pooped without us knowing about it. And we have immediately, within 30 seconds, picked it up. And because that's how they shed it. It's through the feces, and it can get in water or whatever, but through the
saliva
feces
too, right? I think it.
Well, it doesn't live in the saliva unless they lick it, and then they
Right.
can spread it, right? So as long as they didn't poop and lick and get it in their mouths, so we've watched them do the deed, picked them up, picked up the pad that they did it on, and then taken them immediately to the sink and washed, with Dawn or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then anywhere they go, that area has to be sanitized, and they have to be sanitized before they go to that area. So I'm like, if this doesn't work, we may as well just burn the whole fucking house down. Like, I don't know what else to tell you.
If this doesn't work, it's got to be the water.
Try giving them bottled water, like empty, say, not like, get the big one, obviously. Like,
yeah, buy them big 5-gallon jugs.
The big 5-gallon one you can refill and shit.
Yeah, go to
use
the water
reverse
windmill.
osmosis and the UV lighting to kill stuff in it.
Yeah.
Or you can do that at home. Just fucking reverse osmosis at home.
Well, it's definitely not the food. So their food has come from, particular. Their water, though, has been a mixture of either the filtered water from our fridge or the tap water from the sink.
Yeah, that filter in your fridge, though, won't stop it.
It won't stop it.
Yeah.
No.
And those mostly take out like some fluoride and chlorine, really, the flavor, or in the water.
Yeah.
Bigger molecules than a pathogen or
The EPA water report for Houghton is not even on published.
Interesting.
Yeah, we get ours sometime. They send us the test results from when they test the wells.
All right.
We're on a 3-well system.
I'm going to find a fucking water thing.
You could always try. It wouldn't.
It wouldn't
At this point, I don't
something.
care.
Yeah.
One water source would get UV flashlight bulb and UV their freaking water before you give it to them.
Yeah.
you can also do a ozone filter. Not filter, but ozonate it.
Yep.
Oh yeah, what is it? O3 ozone.
Yeah.
Well, and see, Ruger is supposed to have his heart surgery in the middle of August. We're that was all dependent on him healing from whatever was going on before. So if he's not, then we may have to postpone his heart surgery again, which is not good because he's at risk,
He won't make it more than a year and a half without the surgery.
Yeah.
Well, it depends. Once he becomes fully matured dog, he's either gonna die before that or become completely immune to it because he's had it for so long.
You're talking about the Giardia thing, not the heart condition, though.
Yeah, not the heart.
Yeah,
but they can't do anything about the heart while he has these other things going on, though. That's the problem.
Yeah.
They could, but it's just
really dangerous.
He's not. Yeah, it's even more dangerous because he's just not in good health. Now, granted, we've been testing him weekly since he's been back from LSU, and his white blood cell count is normal. As of the middle of July, his red blood cell count was in the non-anemic level, but he was still below normal. So we were still working on bringing his red blood cell count back up to where it should be. But he wasn't considered anemic anymore where he was before. So, but we've also heard that repeated treatments with metronidazole, which is one of the go-to treatments for like Giardia and some parasites and things like that, can cause long-term effects like irritable bowel syndrome, allergies, all that stuff. So we're pretty sure that they're going to have some lasting effects just in general from having to be treated so many times, which is unfortunate because, there's nothing we can, and we carry insurance on our dogs, right? So like the majority of things that come up with our dogs, like Ruger's heart issues, thank goodness are covered. His dysbiosis was covered. Just because, we can't prove that it was directly, the Giardia or Coccidia or whatever, but because they had it when we got them, we took out their policy and insurance, dog insurance, or pet insurance, they usually have a waiting period. And there's a 14-day waiting period. There's no way we could have gotten around that because they already had it by the time we got them. So anything related to a parasite like Giardia or Coccidia with them isn't covered because it's considered a pre-existing condition.
What I'm seeing, I'm looking up iron levels versus Giardia in dogs, and what I'm seeing is like some things are saying maybe like low iron is like iron might be something to help fight it off.
Well, he only had low iron.
Isn't low iron what causes anemia?
Yeah, but the anemia was caused by, there was one point in their lives where they were treated 3 times in a row. So like about a month to a month and a half, they were consistently on antibiotics and dewormers because we couldn't get rid of it. And that is what caused, it was killing, antibiotics alone. It kills all the good bacteria. And here's what we also realized, and I'm so stupid for this. I just thought about it because y'all know recently I've been on antibiotics a lot for all the shit that I was going through. And one of the things that they had told me was because I was on antibiotics consistently was take a probiotic, but don't take the probiotic with your antibiotic. You need to take it at lunchtime. So because if you take them together, the antibiotic is going to kill the probiotic, right? Well, guess what we were doing? Right. Guess what we were doing with them? Every morning
together?
We were giving them their medicine and their probiotic in their morning feeding all at the same time. So all the positive benefits of those probiotics, we were just
being
negating
neutralized
the whole time. So now this time what we're doing, and over the weekend, it's just something I was researching. I was like, babe, I cannot believe I didn't think about this. I've just been through this myself. Like, I don't know why I didn't think about this. So now what we're doing is we broke their feedings up into 3 times a day. And in the morning, they get their antibiotic. In the midday, they get another feeding with their probiotic. And then in the evening, they get another round of antibiotic with their dewormer. And we're just hoping that in conjunction with being very, very particular about making sure that like they're not allowed in bed tonight unless they've been washed and cleaned. Our comforter is lit. That's what he's had to go restart multiple times is our comforter because we've washed it and sanitized it. So they don't go anywhere that hasn't been sanitized, and we don't put them anywhere we don't want them to potentially contaminate. And we're just going to hope that it's paying off.
So, babe, I literally just ordered a pump.
Ordered? We could have talked about it, but okay.
Well, I just ordered a pump because I'm going to go to 5-gallon water thing tomorrow. And then we are going to refill it, and it's going to be nothing but dog water.
The penis pump.
Well.
Well, but I mean, what, a fucking 5-gallon water thing is what, $1 now, maybe?
$1.25 usually.
Yeah, something like that.
To refill them in the store.
Yeah, to refill them. So
we went from $1 to $25.
No, $1.25.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, $1 to $25 is a pretty significant difference.
No, $1.25. So yeah,
We
we'll
don't.
see how that goes.
Well,
Man.
a little late. They've had 2 doses now, so we'll see.
Well, I mean, yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna go get the water thing tomorrow. It's just gonna be a pain in the ass.
So really,
for us to get it, but yeah.
The one thing is like if it doesn't really help him, I mean, you can drink it, you know.
True.
Right.
So there's that.
Well, no,
I mean, there's a positive
more
spin there.
filtered water.
Yeah.
Well, because what'll end up happening is if it's not the water, I'll just take the fucking pump to my office and then just keep refilling the fucking jug in my office.
Yeah, the
Well, and
initial.
my dad.
Yeah, initial ones are a little up there. But.
My dad will be here, so we're picking up my dad on Wednesday, and he's going to be staying with us for a while. And so I'm like, having an extra set of hands, I think, is going to be helpful. He's a dog person too, and so that's been a big struggle. Is like, it's a trade off, right? Like, so like, Tuna's like, when I'm home, I don't get a break because I deal with it when I'm home, and I'm like, yeah, but I deal with it all the time because I'm home all the time. So when I'm working or when I'm not working, I'm still dealing with it. And so it's like both of us are kind of just like fed up with not getting a break from it or whatever. And so I'm like, having another pair of hands, I think is going to be really helpful because it's like on Friday, I literally did not get anything done. And that's the big difference too, is that, especially military, right? We get paid 24/7. When you start a business, you don't get paid if you don't work. Like, it is directly correlated, and so the less that I work, the less that I make, and so it's very frustrating that. And this is again a self-choice, consequence, I guess, is that because I'm home, I inevitably pick up slack that other people cannot because they are not here. So because the puppies are going through all the things they're going through, I'm the one that's here most of the time. So I'm the one that's dealing with it most of the time. And it just takes away from work. So like on Friday when Remy was like super, super symptomatic, every 30 to 45 minutes, I was out there hosing off the fucking back patio and spraying it down with Clorox and bleach. I'm like messaging him, and I'm like, in case you wanted to know how my day's going, like, this is what it is. Like, I'm constantly cleaning up shit.
Constant,
Yeah, like that's all it was. And so I'm just like, I just want to, sometimes I just want to escape to work and sit down and not have to worry about anything but work, because at least then I'm getting something done,
Yeah. Well, God, I hope things start to get better, eventually. I would think they will, I hope they do.
It can only be up from here, right?
I told him today, I was like, what breed of dog is that? Yeah, I'm not getting one of those ever again.
It's not them. It's not the breed.
It's not. Evidently, those breed of dogs are successful.
Like mine, my copper, he's fucking a food Nazi. So like he's very particular. Like he'll even growl at me and bare his teeth at me if I get too close to his bowl sometimes. Because he was raised in a pen with his siblings, the rest of the litter, and they were fed from one bowl. So it was like a constant, I got to get in there, I got to get the food, because they're hungry puppies. And that has been something.
It's resource guarding.
The one thing that the breeder, when I got him, that I wish they hadn't done is that everything else perfect. His health has been perfect. But it's just that one thing. And it's like, when he'll I know, like, he's not, I don't have the feeling like he's actually going to snap, or because he doesn't bite. His bite control's very good. But he does, like, do the whale eye warning shit, like the teeth, a little growl. I'm like, shut up, dude. I just tell him shut up or whatever. Or I'll drop something in his bowl for him before he gets a chance to growl. So he, and understands, like, I'm not there to take his food. I'm giving him food. Yeah, I'm providing for him. So, but he's almost 8, and he's been doing it his entire life, so it's never going to go away. But
That's what I was telling Mark today. She just had a litter of puppies, and it was a big litter for that breed of dog, and they lost one. And I was like, that's kind of expected because the runts of the litter, they're gonna have more problems as babies. Excuse me. And they're also going to be bullied off the teat. So they're going to be more malnourished than the rest of the puppies as well. So it's almost expected, especially from really big litters, to lose one or two.
Yeah. It happens.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Well, I don't want to keep you guys up any later. I know it's much later for y'all than it is for me. And AG's got to work the butt crack of fucking dawn too. So
yeah, facts. Yeah, but it's 2 hours.
My ass is on leave tomorrow.
Behind us.
Yeah, I was about to say my son's off of summer school. I don't have to wake up at 6 a.m. anymore. I'm good.
I got work to catch up on from last week before my dad, because I got to take Wednesday off again. So
yeah, IRL stuff, huh?
Yeah.
This is kind of like a little bit of an escape.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know of anybody that we haven't already rated.
There's a few. Yeah, there's a few podcasts, or there's a handful of podcasts in here, but I don't know what this. I haven't listened in on any.
There's only 3 that are English. I don't know them. I don't trust it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be okay with it. All right. So can I give you all an insight earlier? Yeah. So Chris earlier, he actually, while he was streaming, pulled us up on his own stream.
I saw that. Yeah.
Did he?
Nice. Yeah, he did. So I'd be okay with sharing it.
Yeah.
With him.
Sending over to him? Is he live right now?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he's live. Yeah.
Okay.
He's popped in a couple of times.
I did see him. I just wasn't sure if he was live or not.
It is my favorite time of the year.
He's playing that literally casino of a game. Let's go.
Oh
right,
God.
Well, we'll send it over.
Yeah. No, I lurked whenever he popped on, and then he was like, "Yo, hey, Bumblebee, blah blah blah," blah. And then he was like, "Hey, y'all need to go follow the podcast. They're live." I was just in there, and then while he's waiting on his homies, he had us up on his stream. So
nice. Yeah, Chris is awesome, man.
That's fucking awesome.
We got to get him on.
I'm all about it.
But I asked him if he wanted to come on this weekend, but he had couldn't make the start time or something. So
we'll
get him eventually.
I will DM him. Yeah, I'll DM him about it.
Yeah. Sweet. All right, let's send it.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Love y'all. Mean it.
Love y'all.
Jesus.